This story starts from a peaceful area of Ukraine, and we see a small hut in this area. In this hut, there is a couple whose husband's name is Mikola and wife's name is Nastia. Mikola is a teacher and teaches maths to children in a nearby school. He is a very good teacher, and all the children are very happy with him, except one, whose name was Ivan. Ivan was a very rude boy, and he never missed a chance to humiliate Mikola. But Mikola also does not care about him, and he lives happily in his life. One day when Mikola was in his school, he came to know that Russia has attacked Ukraine and has captured many places in Ukraine. In the evening when Mikola came home, he came to know that his wife is pregnant. He was very happy to know this, and they celebrated this happiness together. Next day, Mikola said bye to his wife and left for his work, but when he was on the way, he saw two soldiers. Although Mikola didn't pay much attention to it and reached his school quickly. But when he came inside the school, he found the whole school empty. Then he saw on TV that Russia had also captured his city. And now he realized that the soldiers he saw on the way were Russian. Thinking this, he was worried about his wife, and he immediately ran to his house. When Mikola reached home, he saw those two soldiers who were beating his wife badly. He tried to save his wife, but these soldiers also beat him. Mikola requested him not to kill his wife because she is pregnant. But these soldiers didn't listen to him. After a little beating, they searched Mikola's house and handed him over to the fire. Now, seeing his house burning, Nastia turned red with anger and tried to kill him. Seeing this, the soldiers shot him and he died on the spot. Now seeing his wife dying, Mikola was completely broken and started crying. A few hours passed and two Ukrainian soldiers came to Mikola. They identified him and dug a grave and helped him bury Nastia. After the death of Nastia, Mikola's life was completely shattered, and now he had neither a home nor a family. Mikola was burning in the fire of revenge, and he had to kill those soldiers at any cost. And he decided to join the Ukrainian army. After that, these two soldiers came to their base with Mikola. But when their senior saw Mikola, he got very angry and refused to join the army, because he was afraid that there might be a spy. Here, Mikola told him the whole story and convinced him that he wanted to kill the Russian soldiers and free the country. After hearing this, the colonel decided to give him a chance, and the next day, his training started. Now, because Mikola was a common man, he was facing a lot of difficulties during his training. Here, a comrade officer helped Mikola and taught him to assemble and disassemble the gun. Everyone in the camp thought that Mikola would never be a good soldier, but he never gave up and kept training. One night, Mikola tells his friends not to call him by his name because his code name is Raven. Everyone laughed at him and told him that no soldier gets his code name so easily, but he has to earn it. However, Mikola didn't care about these things and kept on training. One day, Mikola's senior tells everyone that there are very few snipers in our group and we have to increase this number so that we can compete with the Russians. Here, the senior also asks him, how many of you want to be a sniper? Hearing this, some people come forward, and there is also a Mikola among these people because he also wanted to be a sniper. Seeing Mikola, his senior tells him that you are not ready to be a sniper yet. You can't even assemble and disassemble a gun, so it's a long way to become a sniper. On this, Mikola says that I only need one chance to prove himself and he will do it in 20 seconds. Hearing this, Mikola's senior puts a gun on the table and asks Mikola to come forward. Now to prove himself, Mikola blindfolds himself, quickly opens the gun, and reattaches it. And it takes him only 18 seconds to do this. Now everyone is impressed by Mikola's speed and clap for him. And now, seeing his ability, he is also included in the sniper training. During the training, a gun of an old model is handed to Mikola, while the rest of the people are given modern weapons. Seeing this, Mikola also demands a modern weapon. The senior tells him that if you want that gun, then you have to prove yourself. Now, Mikola had no other option, so he took whatever he got and left. During the training, he tells his seniors that why not any situation comes in front of a sniper, but he doesn't move an inch from his position and keeps his target in sight. For this practice, he shoots at everyone, and whoever moves from his position, he is removed from this training. But when it's Mikola's turn, he doesn't move from his position and keeps his target in sight. In the next training, The sniper is shown his target only once and then his eyes are covered and he has to guess and shoot his target. Now rest of the people complete this test, but Mikola fails in this test because the gun he had was very old and it was very difficult for him to do this task. Next, training was more difficult for these snipers because they had to shoot their target in the light of the flare, and that too in the dark of the night. Here, the senior left the flare and everyone aimed at, but no one was able to hit the target. Here, Mikola didn't fire the bullet. In the light of the flare, he guessed the distance of his target and used his math knowledge to hit a perfect shot. Seeing this, his senior was very impressed with him and gave him his code name. Days passed by and Mikola was busy with his training. And finally, the day came when his training result was about to get their training results. Here, Colonel saluted Mikola and told him that he had passed this test. After a few days, the Colonel comes to Mikola and tells him to pack his stuff because he has to go on a mission. News came that some Russian soldiers had captured a checkpost. Soon, Mikola's team reached the location and set their target. And now they were about to kill those Russian soldiers. Then they saw a car moving towards the checkpost. Russian soldiers stopped the car and asked the people inside to come out. They checked their passports and searched the entire car. When everything was fine, the soldiers permitted them to leave. But they kept their passports with them. When they opposed this, the soldiers beat them up. After seeing all this, the colonel ordered his soldiers to fire. And as soon as they saw, all the Russian soldiers were killed. And this is how their first mission was completed. After the mission, when everyone returned to the base, Mikola saw that many of his comrades were not present. He was told that his other comrades were sent on another mission. The next day, Mikola got to know that many of his comrades were killed during that mission and a Russian sniper killed all of them. The sniper's name was Siri and he was the most dangerous sniper in Russia. Few days passed and Mikola left for his next mission with his friends. He spread mines all around the location and took his position. A few minutes later, Russian soldiers reached there and Ivan was with them. Ivan was the same boy who used to harass Mikola in school. Now he joined the Russian army. As soon as he stepped on the landmines, there was a huge explosion and all of them were killed. Here, the colonel told Mikola that he should not be sad about Ivan's death because joining the Russian army was Ivan's decision. After completing the mission, they all returned to their base camp. Here, the colonel showed Mikola his family photo and told him that he has 3 members in his family and his 2 daughters are unaware that their father is a soldier. Here, Mikola also told Colonel his entire story of how mercilessly Russian soldiers killed his wife. Meanwhile, Mikola got emotional, but the Colonel handled it. The next morning, they all set out for their next mission. This mission was critical because they learned that a Russian soldier was about to pass through this way. Colonel and Mikola quickly reached the location and took their positions. After some time, they saw 2 Russian soldiers waiting for their remaining team. Here, Mikola notices that one of them is the soldier who shot his wife and he was on the right target. Here, Mikola asked for permission to shoot, but the colonel refused. Now, Mikola was getting angry and he had to kill his wife's killer at any cost. So, he asked for permission to fire again. But once again, the colonel refused to do so. But now, Mikola's patience was broken and he fired. The bullet killed the soldier on the spot, but Russians also got to know about his location. But the worst part was that Russia's most dangerous sniper, named Siri, was also in his position. And now he also got to know about his location. Colonel also knew Siri was nearby, so he started looking for him. But before he could know his location, Siri gave him a headshot and he died on the spot. Now Mikola understood that Russians have found out his location and how his one mistake killed the colonel. Russian soldiers also started firing at Mikola. Now Mikola decided to retreat after seeing the situation. He picked up the body of the colonel and he was blaming himself for it. Here he swore that he would kill the sailor and avenge the death of the colonel. Soon, Mikola got the news of 2 Russian snipers and immediately set out for his next mission. He reached the location and aimed his gun at the enemy. Soon, he killed a sniper, but he was also shot during the firing. But he did not give up and somehow killed the other sniper as well. Now, as he was badly injured, he went to a secret base and took some rest. Meanwhile, he got a call from the army major and he told Mikola that we had found the sniper who killed the colonel. After this, Mikola reached his base and Major started telling everyone about the sniper. Major said that the sniper's name was Siri and he was the best sniper in Russia. Siri has killed 6 of the best snipers in Ukraine, so we should not underestimate him. Major says that Siri is a sniper who usually does not change his position and sits at a special location and hunts his enemies. Now they all make a plan to make 2 teams at Siri's location. According to the plan, their first team will attack the Russian soldiers from the front. And when they are busy in this attack, their second team will attack them from behind. Taking advantage of this, Mikola will go inside the building and kill Sari. After planning everything, they all went to that location. After reaching the location, all the snipers took their positions and set their aim. Here, Mikola also entered the building quietly where he saw 2 Russian soldiers. He killed them both without delay and moved ahead in the building. After this, he gave the signal to his team, and as soon as he got the signal, here Sari noticed that no one was reporting him. He felt something was wrong, so he went to the roof of the building. There was a sniper already there, but when he went up and saw that sniper was dead. And now Sari realized that the Ukrainian soldiers had surrounded him from all sides. He contacted his base for backup, but it was going to take 10 minutes for the group to reach him. Hearing this, he came to his position and started looking for the Ukrainian soldiers. But then he saw a toy of Mikola that his wife had given him. Now Sari could think that Mikola had attacked him and killed him by stabbing him. But because of this attack, the other sniper in the building became a little alert. But before he could do anything, Mikola threw a grenade at him, and in this explosion, the last sniper was also killed. Here, a backup team of Sari also reached the building, but they were unaware that Sari was dead. So when they called Sari, he answered the call and told them that they were all going to die. And after saying this, he shot the truck driver. Now, as soon as the bullet was fired, the Russian soldiers were in a frenzy and they all jumped out of the truck. But they were unaware that Ukrainian snipers were sitting on the ground. Ukrainian soldiers fired at them and killed every Russian. A few days after this mission, Mikola went to his wife's grave because he had fulfilled his promise. He has killed all those people who killed his wife and colonel. Mikola swore that he would serve his country till his last breath. And he left the place. And with this great movie ended.